What's up, people? One Nut Punch here. So this is why update number 2 came out today, June 23rd, 2023, for the SCP game 5K. And what they did for this one is they added a couple new guns. For example, the AUG, the P320, and the SA58 FAL. The FAL is called something else right now because I don't think it's called the FAL. It's like OSU or something like that. But it's definitely in the game. You just have to go look for it. They overhauled the MP5, added the MP5SD and MP5K, which is like a short-barreled or like shorter version of the normal MP5. Then you have the overhaul the M1911, which feels pretty heavy every time you shoot it. They overhauled the Mossberg 590, added the PSO sight, added a low micro T2 mount, the Wolverine PBS suppressor for the AK, and reworked the 1014 to be 7-round variant instead of 4. So you can shoot 7 rounds of that instead of reloading 4 shots and then have to shoot all of them over again. But those are just a couple of things that they added for this update when it comes down to the newer guns. Like, again, it's not a whole lot, but they were specifically talking about adding more things to Area 12. But I wanted to talk about the guns first since that was the smaller portion of the update. That being said, I do like the shorter version of the MP5. The FAL is pretty fun too. They all feel heavy when you shoot like zombies or just different targets with it. And of course they have the different sights like the low canted sights and some other ones that are smaller for like the SMGs and long rifles. But I wanted to show off the guns anyway, see how they shoot, how they look. And the reloading animations for a lot of the guns are kind of broken. Like if you try to mess with the AUG, it doesn't pop out the magazine and it doesn't like the sound of it. But I also wanted to show off the Wolverine suppressor for the AK. So getting into Area 12, they changed the starting pistol from the Glock to the 1911. And I don't know if that's necessarily a nerf, but they also changed the keypad. Now, did they change the code to the first door? Nope, it's still 0451. So all you have to do is go press that code and it'll work every time. You don't even have to go find it. It's just I played this level so much that it's pretty much easy to remember that code. They also got rid of the circuit breaker, and instead of using that, they use a generator to open up that other area. Then when you get to the farther areas, like towards the west and east gate, or to open up the generators, they do have these zombies that pop up still. Now, shooting with the 1911, because I know they reworked it, it feels really heavy when you're shooting now. It doesn't feel like a weird kind of like Left 4 Dead feel, like you're just spraying like an arcade shooter. It's actually heavy, and their brains do explode when you shoot them. I don't know about dismemberment really, because I didn't shoot their legs or any other portions of the body, but you do see some of the gunshot wounds that they have. Now, if you remember this area, when you go past the treatment center, or rather the water treatment plant, you have to go and deal with these guards that are currently across the area, and the game does kind of drop FPS a little bit. But they did add something new that you probably don't expect, and when it starts to get past the FPS issues and everything, you see this plant, that thing is alive, and it has this weird type of tentacle piranha plant thing that shoots these darts at you. And I would say darts, but in reality, they're like giant poles. Because when I was done, I looked over and I seen this thing looking at me. I wondered if I could even kill it. And if you shoot it enough times, whether it be like the vine, the face of it, or even like, I think the upper portions, it will die eventually. It just takes about half your magazine to do it. And I highly recommend you kill that thing, because if you don't, one singular shot of that thing took me almost completely out. 75% of my health gone completely. And you'll see why. Those like brown rods that are currently stuck onto the wooden crates, that's what I got hit with. They're huge. And I didn't notice this until I looked over and I'm like, holy shit, look at all the stuff that they tried killing me with. And that is the new anomaly, or one of the new anomalies in the game. There's also another one that you'll see, but just to take a look at it closer when I go down the hallway, and I wanted to make sure I got a decent angle, this is what it actually looks like up close, or as close as I possibly can. This thing will censor you. It'll like try to find out where you are, like if you shoot at it or it spots you from a decent range, it will start shooting those rods at you. I don't know if it bites, I don't know if it does anything else, but it definitely shoots those things and it hurts like hell. So at least you can kill it and deal with it rather than, being stuck and not figuring out what else to do. The other thing I wanted to show was the SCP Foundation guards, or the security forces that you have to deal with. Normally when you had to fight these guys, it was like 5 or 6 of them, and they weren't wearing gray. They were all black with like armor and gas mask on. But they also like would spray, but not necessarily be able to hit you. These guys, they'll just let loose until their ammunition's completely dry, and then you can hear them reload and you can shoot them. So they're a lot more easier to deal with if you're more patient. But because I'm impatient and I wanted to see what the entire area was, I just said screw it, had them come around the corner, and then just killed them all, you know, shooting with my Elcan and the Galil. When you get past those guards, you'll see these 2 tables, and normally there would be like a shotgun and a 5.7. That's the only guns they have. However, that's completely different now. You have 2 MP5 shorts, you have Tavors on the right-hand side, then you have a Beretta, a Glock, an MP7, and some other guns you could use too. And that is a wider variety than what it was beforehand, because it was just the one gun on each table. So you had the shotgun and then the 5.7. This is a newer area. I can't remember what the name was, but it's a educational center, and you'll have a theater room, which is the screening room, which is a new anomaly you have to deal with. This guy I don't necessarily understand, because what he does is that if you go up on top of the theater, like if you try to go past into the doorway, you will die. It'll tick damage you. I think it's like 1 bar each second. The other thing is that you hear that sound where it sounds like it's bouncing around the room. You'll actually kind of notice that when you go into this dead body, his head's gone. This anomaly kills you instantly. So if you're running around and you hear that sound bouncing around and it gets closer to you, your guy will start to like have a blurry vision, and then your head explodes and you die instantly. So this guy is just, it's weird all around, but I wanted to show you here. When you get on top of it, go near like the screen, you will die if you stay on there too long. And you do have to get into that doorway, because inside the doorway is a key card to get into the generator room. And you need that to get, I think, past and be able to find some other things. That being said, this is the first part of a couple other videos I'm going to make for Area 12. I'm still testing out some other things. But anyway, I've been One Nut Punch. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all there in the next one.